So what we're going to do today is install a DHCP server and a TFTP server. Now this was done in parts 22 and 23 using the full fat ones. This is a very lightweight one, dnsmasq, and has the ability to proxy the DHCP requests or discovers for IP addresses from the main DHCP server, which might be on, the full network. So this allows you to boot computers sort of on the office LAN without interfering with the existing DHCP server, without interacting with it, and so you don't need a separate LAN. Very useful, and say it's replacing these videos 22, 23. Okay, so first thing to do is install it, which I've already done just to make sure it worked, but that's how you do it. And that will, it will create a dnsmasq file of its own, but because I've already installed it, I've overwritten it with this one. This is much simpler than the one that comes with the package, which since then is all commented out. So if you do actually start dnsmasq with an empty conf file, it'll do the right thing. It'll start being a DNS server. It'll supply leases and things like this. You don't want to do that. Anyway, so this is the conf file, which allows you to boot into the PXE environment in both legacy and UEFI. First thing it does is disables DNS. Well, let's see. This logs everything. Might be quite useful. Well, it is quite useful when you start, but you can comment it out to cut down on syslog. Now, another key thing is the range. Now, this would normally say provide leases on the range sort of 168.10.0 to 254. This one, in this situation, we're using its proxy facility. So we just provide one address on the LAN, and so we're actually on 10.0. Next one is no dhcp v6. Unfortunately, you need to supply the interface, which you get from ifconfig. This has been this I've left commented out. What dnsmasq will do is fill the options with the name of the boot file and the IP address and things like that instead of the header. So in very old clients, and I think frankly they're far too old to even consider sort of re-imaging or wiping, that can be a problem. So that's a fix. We're also going to enable TFTP. As I said, it comes with that as well, which you do need, and you can set. You have to set the root. Now the key is ipxe is, and you'll see this in sort of part 27 or something like that. ipxe is double booted, chain loaded into memory by grub. So when it does boot, it sends a value in 175 in option 175, and also sets the user class to be ipxe. Well, to that ipxe. And so what you can do in this conf file is, if you see this in the user class, you can set a tag ipxe, and then you use the tag here to say, if you see a tag ipxe and this one says is UEFI, the category is UEFI, then send this file over. On the other hand, if you don't see ipxe but you do see UEFI, send over grub. Legacy is a lot easier because it uses a different way to load the Windows Win file, and it also uses PXE Linux. Pixie Linux is used, well, this way of Pixie Linux for legacy and grub for UEFI is what Ubuntu uses. So if it's good enough for Ubuntu, good enough for me. Okay, so that's the conf file, which is going to be in the comments. So the next thing to do is to start it. So it's DNS start, and then we'll just have a look, see how it's doing. That's running. Some information down here saying it is using a proxy, so it is getting the IP addresses from the main network DHCP server, and it is running tftp, and it's going to get all the files from boot. So it's more or less ready to go, but we'll just have a look at syslog. We did -n. Got stalk server running. I'll have to stop that. Okay, so I cleaned up syslog and restarted dnsmasq. I have to say that I do love dnsmasq. It worked straight out of the box, just as it said on the box. I did have to work a little bit on the conf file, and when you're doing that, do a restart, don't do a reload. Reload is designed more for DNS than rereading its conf file and reflushing all the leases and stuff like that. So that did waste a little bit of time, but anyway, do a restart and everything's fine. So it's now ready to boot a client over here. It's another system, and we'll watch it go. It's not the quickest. Come on. It's usually not the quickest when you're waiting for it. Right, here we go. Okay, so you can see it's sent over a grub, things for grub, and a menu is flashed up. There are two menus with this one. The second one is the imaging, so it sends it all again, and now we're going to do the ipxe. So, okay. So you can see it's now just waiting for the, oh there you go, boot UEFI ipxe. So it sent the right file, and sure enough on the client computer it's booting up. So as I say, this dnsmasq is a very lightweight and useful tool as a replacement for the whole shebang. You know, a DHCP server and a TFTP server. Well worth considering for a small size operation. Okay, cheers.